What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and it's a nice, sunny, shiny day here in Ohio. I almost feel like Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my swamp rat? Because that's what's going on right about now. The swamp rats are out in full effect, okay? I mean, when President Trump got into office and he said he was going to drain the swamp, I don't think anybody could imagine how big these swamp rats are, okay? You got your normal rats that you might see in the city, come up out of a sewer or something. You're like, ugh, it's a pretty nasty looking rat, normal sized rat. But then you got those swamp rats. I'm talking about the big ones that's been nestled in the swamp for years, been eating all kind of nasty garbage, and they have no natural predators, nothing to kill them off, so they just keep growing and getting fat. They learn to adapt. They ain't got nobody dealing with them or trying to kill them, nothing. You go out there in the swamp, you try to drown them, and them bad boys are under the water with scuba gear waiting you out, talking about when you gonna get finished, man. I'm trying to move on, continue doing what I do, So, get your hands off me. Now, these are the type of rats that's been out there for years, and nobody went out into the swamp to deal with it. And President Trump is out there trying to do that right now. When you look at what's going on with this whole Russia collusion thing, apparently the crap is about to hit the fan. I believe some of the Republican congressmen or senators, they've now requested a special counsel, okay, for this whole Russia collusion thing, the Russia investigation. See the fingers with the bunny ears represent is quote unquote, meaning it's not real. It's not. Okay, I hate to tell everybody, I'm gonna have to bust the bubble of all of the snowflakes. I'm gonna have to bust the bubble of all of the never Trumpers. I don't have to bust the bubble of the Democrats because they already knew that. They already knew it wasn't real. Yeah. They know it's all fake, and so does the funky liberal media. But for all those vulnerable viewers out there who still hold on to some hope that the Russia narrative is going to result in President Trump being either taken out of office or some explanation that Hillary Clinton lost because the Russians, there was no Russia interference as it has been proposed by the FBI and the media and the Democrats. There was no Russia interference, okay? What it was is swamp rat interference. That's what it was. Swamp rat interference. If you want to find out who really interfered with our election in 2016, go right on over to the swamp. You'll see them all sitting up in there fat like cats, trying to just admire their work that they did in 2016. But guess what? They left too much garbage laying around, and now they're being exposed. And so it's time to drain the swamp, and that is why they need a special counsel, because you know that they're not going to investigate themselves. So that is why you have them now starting to flee for their lives and starting to say stupid stuff like Clapper said on TV the other day, talking about some, if there was some spying, if you spied on the Trump campaign, it's not like spying, because we did that. We did that, not because we wanted to know what was going on in your campaign and come up with ways to set you up to make it appear like you guys were colluding with the Russians. We didn't do that. No, we were just really looking out for you guys because we were concerned about the Russians trying to infiltrate your cabinet. And you know what? It doesn't matter that we probably should have went to you first and said, hey, listen, we got wind that the Russians might be trying to infiltrate you guys, so you might want to watch out. We didn't think that was necessary to tell you guys that. So what we'd rather do, we'd rather just send some people to just kind of talk to some people in your cabinet, some low-level people that if there was some Russia collusion going on, they wouldn't be involved in that anyway. So we probably just want to talk to them to see if they were vulnerable, because then if they were vulnerable and they will respond to our people, our spies. Ooh, did I just say spies? I'm sorry. We don't like to use terms like that because we don't want you to think we were spying. These are simply agents, just undercover agents doing their job for their country, not spies. See, we like to change up the words so it doesn't look like something bad. I mean, you guys use bad words like breaking the law, and you use these words for when we break the law, and we don't like you to use that word, okay? So breaking the law doesn't mean breaking the law. Just for example, spies? No, that's a bad word. You're using spies. We don't use that. No, this is just intel. We're just gathering intel from one of our in-house good guys or representatives that we just sent. So let's not use strong language like that. It's kind of like how we don't like to say things like illegal immigrants. We don't like to say or illegal aliens. We prefer things like maybe undocumented citizens. Yeah. So whenever we're up to dirt, we don't like you all to use terms to describe our dirt. Okay? Yeah. That makes us feel like we're dirty, and we don't like to feel that way. So anyway, all of this stuff was done not for us, not to undermine the election. It wasn't done to entrap you guys. No. Even though we lied about it and said we had nothing to do with this, and we didn't know who did the Russia dossier. We didn't know any of that stuff. Even though we lied about all that, and we were sending folks in, but the intent was to help you. And that's our story, and that's what we're sticking to, right? Right? Is that right, guys? Did I get it right? Yeah? Well, I don't know. What do you want me to tell them? Look, the jig is up, man. But all right, let's just hang on to the narrative, ride the wave out. We're probably all going to get some time. I think it's probably time for us to start looking at fleeing to Russia. We might want to go ahead and call Putin up and say, hey, Putin, you got some room for us over? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still on camera. My fault. Anyway, so back to our false narrative that we're creating. Just making sure that you guys don't think the wrong thing about our corruption. I mean, the wrong thing about our investigation. That's all. So now, you see then how all of this garbage is now starting to surface. These big funky swamp rats been swimming around and have nobody to contest them, and they thought Hillary was going to win. They lost. Now you got Trump and some of the brave Republicans that got some guts to start standing up and trying to drain the swamp. And don't get me wrong, the swamp rats don't want to go. They're going to bite, they're going to scratch, they're going to kick, okay? You don't want to get bit by one of the swamp rats, okay? You might have to go get a rabies shot, when we was kids. That's the thing, you're afraid of that. You get nipped by a dog or something. You're like, Mama, do I got the rabies? I mean, I got to get the 100 and some shots in my belly? Please, Mama, tell me I ain't got the rabies. Yeah, but those swamp rats, they do carry rabies, yeah. So you want to stay away from them. Don't mess with them, don't tolerate them, don't coach them out, don't coerce them out. Don't be kind to the swamp rats, nothing. Go in there, exterminate them, get them out of there. And that's what's about to happen. The jig is going to be up, and all of them right now are concerned. James Comey throwing out tweets, facts matter. I bet they do, Jimmy Comey. Yeah, James Clapper and John Brennan, Sally Gates, all of them. It's time that we have the Swamp Rat Award, okay? Now, I'm going to throw out a couple names. Y'all tell me who you think should win the Swamp Rat Award of the year. Okay, so one of the top leaders in the swamp is John Brennan. He's in there. He's like Nicodemus off of Secret of Nymph. You don't know nothing about that. You can't kill Nicodemus. Big old fat nasty rat, Nicodemus. You got James Clapper. He's pretty ratty, okay? You got the number one stunner, James Comey. Yeah, he's a big rat. He's the rat. He's the rat that's out talking to everybody. Talking about something. I ain't do nothing. Every time he opened his mouth, you can see it comes out. It comes out. When it comes out, it's when he's doing interviews and he's expressing his opinion about everything. But then when it comes down to something that's obvious and something he should know as the FBI director, he goes immediately into this little boy thing like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't you think it was important to tell President Trump who comprised the dossier? Why would you just tell him about hookers peeing on him and not tell him about, oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton paid for this and also it's all fake? Yeah, why didn't you tell him that, Jimmy Comey? And Jimmy's like, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, it comes out all the time. You see them. They come out, the rat teeth. So yes, he's on the list. You got Andy McCabe. Okay, you got Sally Yates. She's swampy. She's a swampette rat. Okay, you got Hillary Clinton. Oh, she's an old, fat, crusty swamp rat. She's one of the matriarchs of the swamp. She's swampier than the swamp itself. You got Peter Strzok, or whatever his name is. You got his little lady friend, Lisa Page. You got Susan Rice. That's a lion rat too. And then you got Loretta. That simply, I was on the tarmac just talking about grandchildren and stuff like that. That's all. Yeah, nothing nefarious, nothing to see here. Everybody move along. You got all of these rats. So you tell me, as you're watching this video, who do you think? Oh, how can I forget? How can I forget President Obama? Yeah, I mean, you trying to tell me the head of the swamp didn't know what the swamp rats were doing? You ain't a good swamp king if you don't know what all the rest of them are doing. You trying to tell me that you didn't know what was going on? I mean, you're going to sit up there and be like, what? You mean to tell me Loretta Lynch met with Clinton? That is crazy. What? Okay, so tell me again. Because I didn't know nothing about it. I just heard it in the news. Yeah, just like you. I mean, I'm sitting here watching TV the other day and they like, oh, hold up. This dossier ain't substantiated? And I was going, that sounds like corruption to me under my watch. But I don't want to get involved in all that stuff. But when I heard about it, I was just as offended and shocked as you all. And I'm mad that all these people was doing this right up under my nose. I'm sorry. Right up under my nose, and nobody told me. I'm upset about that. Let me come out and speak out against all of this corruption. Where was he at? Huh? Was he just that bad of a leader that he didn't know what was going on under his administration? They were just conducting all of this stuff under his nose on his watch? Could it be that's why they went in? I think it was maybe Susan Rice before they left office, just to make sure it's on record that we did everything by the book, just in case all of this comes out one day and they see that we're really corrupt and we tried to come up with a diabolical scheme to make Donald Trump lose the election. And when he won, we tried to undermine him and come up with a fake Russian narrative. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been. Let me delete that. I got to delete all that stuff. That shouldn't have been in there. Yeah. Let's just stop with everything was done by the book. If that's what you believe, then I got a nice bridge to sell you. I got some swamp land to sell you. Yeah, if you're really ready to believe that. So you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, who you think should win the Swamp Rat Award of the Year? I got couple people in my mind. I got some first place, second place. I got some honorable mentions and stuff like that. But you tell me. Leave your comments in the bottom. Tell me who you think is the biggest swamp rat of all. We might have to issue an award, a big rat standing on a plaque, like something like that. Yeah, at the end of the year for them. So, you like this video, hit like, share it, and find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter. Check me out on Wednesday nights at 7:30. And also, if you want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do so. I appreciate it, and we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. And watch out for them rats. Don't let them bite you. You have to go get a rabies shot. God bless.